Mechanical disc brake. Mechanical. This is only my second time of changing mechanical disc brakes, but it went so easy that I have to share with the world. Basically they seem to be a spring caliper that keeps the two brake pads apart. There's a spring there, and there's the two, one of the brake pads and the other one's on the other side. So take the cable off, take the spring out with your hand or say sort of pliers, and the two things will just sort of fall out probably. I go upside down. Take the wheel off. Take the cable off, usually 5mm bolt, Allen key, just loosen it even. This is from the other side. If it looks circular like that, it's probably a circular pad. 5mm. I'll move the cable out to get it out of the way. I can get my spring out just by hand. If not, you could use pliers or something. Mine has big gaps underneath, and that's where I just push them out. I can't just now because they're too close. I'm going to take this out. 5mm. Because these pads are new, they'll be awkward to get out because there's less space. What I usually do is, well, what I done last time was move one as far in as I can to where it's meant to be. So maybe get space in the middle to get the other one out. But yeah, you need to fiddle about in this bit. I've put this one right out where it's meant to be, so hopefully I can get the other one out in the middle. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it, yeah. This is a new brake. And then the other one will easily come out, because I'm not fighting for that middle bit anymore. New pad. The clip sort of fits in there, so that's what keeps them apart. So you don't need to worry about anything other than just getting them in, which is a case of just pushing it in, really. I'm sure there's a better way than this, easier. Well, I've got that one, and I'm going to try and squeeze that in so that it clears the middle. Yeah, this is the fiddly bit, trying to fit, get the two. I'm sure it'll get easier over time. And there I go, I got it straight away. Now I'll put the pin in. I'll put in this first so that it's got something to hold up against. Whenever your brake pads are getting slack or whatever, you tighten this up more and more, but then you end up with no brake pad at all. But until then, I'll leave it there just now, just so it's got something to hold up against. Because of gravity, the pins are lined up well there, so, but it's just a case of putting these in between to separate them. And I don't think that is it, but it's almost it. It could be it actually. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it might be actually, because here I'm sliding it in the clip. I think that's it really. Oh no, I fidgeted a bit and it's probably went into those little holes that were in the brake pads. That's it really. I've still got the cable off, but I'm putting the wheel on first to check that it goes round alright. Yeah, you don't want it being dragged by the brakes or anything. It's got to be running clean. No, nothing stopping it. At the moment I'm not bothered about tightness here or anything with the cable, so this is just for demo purposes. To get it really perfect, I would go like that or something and tighten it up. I'll do that a bit, but 5mm. Still going free, so that's good. I'm going to tighten this up until it's touching the disc, and then I'm going to pull it back a bit so that it's as close as it can get without touching. So first I keep going till it's touching. There we go, it's touching. I'm going to pull it back just a bit. Yeah, I'll pull it back a bit more. Just so it's running free. And now I can tighten the rest of it up with this cable and the barrel adjuster. I'll just chat a bit about disc brakes in general, the mechanical ones. I hardly know anything about them. This is the second time I've done this. And I think these ones are Promax, they're called. Or they're like Promax, you know, it's like a Hoover. It's just one brand of vacuum cleaner, but we call vacuum cleaners Hoovers, you know. So these were Promax. They're circular, but really that bit's, the brake pad bit's just there. So sometimes they're square, so I think if you've got one like that, it's probably circular ones you want. And that's about it really. I mean, these ones were completely done in. They were so bad that I had to actually make the brake touch the wheel to make it work at all. But eventually even that just gave it, but it seems to be more one side that goes. There's a little pin there as well, a little Allen key that you can Allen screw. I've not tried to adjust, I don't know what it does, maybe it moves them side to side, which could be useful, but I've not managed to yet. I couldn't find the Allen key. I've got two barrel adjusters on my system, this one here and the one at the brake. And for people that don't know, when you screw these in, it loosens the cable, so it takes tension out. So when you're doing something like this, you should screw it right in so that the cable is completely as loose as it can be, and then you can tighten it by going anti-clockwise to adjust it, to tighten the cable and get it to work how you want. There's the one, the barrel adjuster on the thing. So I would screw that right in before I put the cable back on, and then I would use that to adjust, because barrel adjusters, you'll be surprised at how important they are. I used to think they weren't, but you can get about 90% of it by doing your cable, but the rest of it you'll get perfected with the barrel adjusters. It's the weird thing to remember, that it's the opposite of when you're screwing in a bolt. When you're screwing in a bolt, you're tightening it up, but with this you want to tighten it by going anti-clockwise. So the opposite of what your mind's used to. These are my old brake pads. They said on there something like Promax or something. That's what Promax. That's what I took it to be. Another name for it, I don't know, avid or something. I don't know how many different types of brake pads there are. You know, the cycling for uniformity is a disaster really, so, but I'm guessing that Promax is quite a common one. Anyway, I got these for about, not these ones, the new ones, for about £4.50, and I've not tried them yet, but at £4.50 I'm happy. And the other thing is that I find it easier to do than the old brake pads. Although the old brake pads were easy as well, but they were a bit fidgety. But once you get that spring in, that's it set up, you know, you don't need to fidget about anymore to correct them. So yeah, I'm really happy, you know. So £4.50 from eBay.